Alright everyone, I'm making another quick video to walk you through my live setup, and today I'm going to talk about the Bitwig remote control app, which I'm calling Remotewig. So the first thing I want to show you is these buttons which control the Bitwig UI panels. So this one toggles the devices panel, this one toggles nodes, then we have the inspector on the right, metering for the mixer, and I/O again for the mixer. Unfortunately, the Bitwig API does not have the is toggled method for these three buttons here, so I cannot show whether the panel is active or not like I'm doing here with the metering one. I hope they add this in the future. Moving forward, we have the track selection here. For each track, we get the background color for the track and also the name of it in large font. This is quite handy when you're playing live, because if you have some of your tracks color coded like I have here for the hi-hats, you may have the same color for multiple tracks, and then if you're just looking at the UI in Bitwig or the launchpad, you may not see very quickly which track you're trying to select. And so here, when you see the name of it in relatively large font size, it's much easier not to lose your flow or your momentum when you're playing live. So for each track, we have these device chains, which you can see here, and tapping like this changes the active device which is selected within the device chain. Here I'm on the polygrid device, and then for each device we have enabling and disabling the device. We have toggling the detail view for devices that have their own UI. We can see the expanded view of their UI, and then we also have this button which toggles the remote controls parameters. Then here on the right we have the list of remote controls pages, and you can select them like this. This is actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to code this app, because I found it very slow while I'm playing live to try to select the correct device and the correct remote controls page that I was after. You could do that in Bitwig, but you have to use the mouse and then open this drop down and then select from the drop down. And so it's like a few clicks just to do something very simple, whereas here, as long as I have the device selected, I can see the remote controls pages for it and select them very easily. In addition to the root device chain in Bitwig, we have these child device chains which are called slot lists, and here you can see I'm selecting devices from the effects slot list. Currently I'm in the dynamics one. I could toggle to the EQ one, and then I could also go back to the parent device chain. This makes it very easy to go one level deeper in the devices. For now, the app doesn't support having multiple levels, meaning if you have a device or a slot list within a slot list, then you're not able to go 2 levels deep, but I may add this in the future. In addition to the device chains, we also have selection of devices within the instrument selector device. So I'll demonstrate here. These leads here are from this detective-based device, and then if I hit here, now they're coming from Massive. So this makes it very easy to essentially reuse tracks when you're playing live. So I could have multiple devices on the same track and then toggle them such that with these 16 tracks that I use here, I could have multiple arrangements and flow from one arrangement to another. And I could also automate the switching of devices through scenes in Bitwig, but to have smoother transitions, it's also very nice to have this device selector for instrument selector devices. So this is the current state of the app. It's pretty much in alpha mode, meaning some things are still buggy, especially around the active state of the device, which is what you're seeing here. But it works. The app can run actually in Mac, Windows, and Linux. I've only tested in Mac on an iPad, but technically you should be able to run any of these 3 operating systems and any tablet also. So if you're interested in trying it out, feel free to contact me on GitHub or in the Bitwig users group. I will most likely make another video specifically for setting up the app because that's slightly complex at the moment if you don't have any programming knowledge. But if you do and you know Node.js, it should be pretty easy. Thanks. Bye.